Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Camford, and I'll be talking to you today about health care administration, the good, the bad, and the skill set. All right, so what is health service administration and how did it all begin? Up until the late 1800s, little patient support was offered for the sick by medical institutions, mainly because there was very little funding or knowledge of professional medical treatment. When innovations in medicine began in the early 20th century, such as anesthesia, modern medicine tools, and procedurally advanced surgery, medical institutions began to search for ways to consolidate services to acute care patients. Hospitals started accepting sick patients armed with advanced tools and new knowledge of patient care. From 1875 to 1925, the number of hospitals in America alone grew from 170 to 7,000. Prior to 1920, physicians actually worked without pay. Can you believe that? And the cost to employ nursing staff was relatively low. But as the number of hospitals grew and the staff needs expanded, it became apparent that there should be a team of individuals who managed and delegated financial and administrative duties hospitals were now requiring. While the requirements for these types of administrative roles were being defined, a necessity existed for some form of training program to prepare individuals who were to manage and assume administrative responsibilities. And with that, the first health systems management program began in 1934, awarding the first master's degree in healthcare administration. Originally called an HA, or hospital administration, the degree has predominantly evolved into today's HCA degree. Today, healthcare administrators, also known as health service managers and healthcare managers, direct the operations of hospitals, health systems, and other types of organizations. They have responsibilities for facilities, services, programs, staff, budgets, relations with other organizations, and other management functions depending on the type of the size of the organization. Unlike clinicians, health administrators or managers do not deal directly with patients on a day-to-day basis. Instead, they help to shape policy, make needed changes, and lead our nation's health-related organizations in a way that serves individual patients by helping to improve the healthcare system as a whole. So we're going to do the good first because everyone always wants to hear about the good. So some of the benefits of being a healthcare administrator include a positive job outlook with high salaries, emotional and moral benefits, and improving the face of healthcare. Healthcare is literally the largest industry in the country, and a variety of administrative positions are opening up in this field. The high demand, large salary options, and overall positive outlook make careers in healthcare administration attractive to many professionals seeking to advance their careers. Let's check out a more detailed overview of the points that I listed. So, a positive job outlook with high salaries. The Bureau of Labor Statistics considers the outlook of jobs in healthcare administration to be growing at an above average rate. In fact, the field is expected to expand by more than 22% by the year 2020. That's like 3 years away. With more than 30,000 jobs added during that time period alone. In addition to the fast growth, candidates can expect to enter the field with a salary of around $65,000 for the first year, rising steadily to around $140,000 after 20 years in the field. Some senior executives, get this guys, make well over $200,000 a year, as if that wasn't incentive enough. Another benefit of being a healthcare administrator is the emotional and moral benefits. Many jobs do not give employees the emotional and moral satisfaction they seek, but careers in healthcare administration offer rich opportunities for leadership, personal growth, and service. Healthcare administrators can make a positive impact by creating policies that ensure that healthcare organizations operate with the patient's best interest in mind. All right, and one of my personal favorites, because this is really why I decided to become a health service administrator, is to be able to improve the face of healthcare. It's easy to express displeasure with the way healthcare operates. However, it takes action to improve ongoing practices and create lasting change. Those who pursue healthcare administration can use their degree and experience to make a difference in the quality of care patients receive. Healthcare administrators also work to implement more efficient processes to reduce costs without negatively impacting the level of healthcare patients receive. Through effective risk analysis and policy development, the future of healthcare becomes brighter, guys. And I know we all want to see a brighter future for healthcare. All right, so we talked about the good. Let's talk about some of the bad, the challenges that healthcare administrators face today. So while there's no doubt hospital administrators' jobs is difficult and demanding, it's only getting tougher. As competition and expenses increase, hospital executives must prepare administrators to effectively lead during a time of transformational change in our healthcare system. Let's discuss some of the challenges that they must overcome. And we're just going to discuss a few. I know it says 5, but we're going to only discuss 3. So, you have to compete for healthcare professionals. There is a real shortage of healthcare professionals, and it's hurting the profitability of hospitals as they pay more and more for every employee that they hire. From 2008 to 2018, healthcare employment will grow by 23%, compared to only 9% in other employment sectors. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, with this in mind, hospital administrators must put a plan in place to address the shortage and compete with the best employees, for the best employees. As they compete, they must be skilled at recruiting, hiring, and retaining qualified professionals. Hospital administrators need to build strong relationships with schools that offer health-related degrees in their local communities and across the nation. Additionally, they must make working at their hospitals attractive, which means thinking beyond competitive pay and benefits and ensuring the individual employee feels connected to the hospital and has a passion for working for the organization. They also have to specialize in growth. With the rapid growth of specialty hospitals, physician-run outpatient surgery centers, and diagnostic centers, traditional hospitals are facing increased competition. To compete for patients, hospital administrators must be prepared to set their hospitals apart through a specialized care strategy. Benchmarking best practices is essential. Hospital administrators must take time to investigate other specialty healthcare providers in their local communities. Identify areas of opportunity and put a strategic plan in place for building renowned specialty practices. During this process, they typically take numerous factors into consideration, including local demographics and competitors' areas of specialization. With the specialization strategy solidified, hospital administrators must focus their efforts on recruiting specialized personnel and building a local reputation for excellence for the practice area. Hospital administrators, as if it wasn't bad enough, we have to prepare for the future. We're not psychic, but hospitals are feeling the pressure to expand to meet growing demand. Hospitals are facing changes in the way that they are paid. Reimbursements are shifting from a fee-for-service model to a model that is based on outcome and overall quality of care. When patient satisfaction plays such a role in the way the hospitals are paid, you can bet that administrators are making it a priority. Therefore, hospitals are conducting extensive market research to ensure their expansion efforts are aligned with what the consumers expect. Having modern facilities with up-to-date medical equipment is essential for hospitals that are competing for patients. With this in mind, hospital administrators must be prepared to balance current financial strain with positioning for the future. Sounds intense, doesn't it? I know, and I want to go into this career. So I wanted to add a quote that struck a chord with me, and I felt tied in with a little bit with what I just spoke about. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And this was spoken by Malcolm X. And again, it ties into what I just said. If you're not educating yourself and preparing for the future, then you won't know what to do. And as a healthcare administrator, you have to educate and prepare for the future. All right, let's talk about some of the skill set required as a healthcare administrator. Health service management is a growing field, especially as more healthcare facilities adopt technology. Records management and lab results are all moving to electronic platforms, and hospitals need to hire administrators to handle the data. You might work in a nursing home, clinical setting, in health information, or as an assistant administrator. Much of your day will require you to improve efficiency and process in the healthcare setting. Keep up to date on laws and compliance, manage staff schedules, be the face of the company at the major meetings, and organize and manage health records. So here are some of the 5 skills that you need in order to be a successful healthcare administrator. Again, I know it says 5. My slide was a lot longer, but I realized that the presentation would take way too long, so I cut everything down to 3. All right. Education requirements. Becoming a health service administrator requires at least a bachelor's degree. According to the Houston Chronicle, an undergraduate degree in healthcare administration is the minimum that employers will want to see, and you can choose to specialize in areas such as hospitals or nursing homes. However, if you want to become a successful and move up in the administrative ranks in healthcare facilities, you will want to obtain a graduate degree, guys. Graduate programs generally take 2 to 3 years and will often require a year-long internship to gain experience in the field. There are also certain licenses and certifications you will need to obtain depending on what state you work for, and you will need to maintain proof of practice throughout your career, according to Interbody. So, strong leadership capacity. Healthcare managers are given a hefty task of supervising a large medical team, whether for one clinical department or the entire facility. Therefore, healthcare administrators need to possess a solid leadership capacity for keeping all staff members on track. Having the managerial skill set to quickly resolve personal issues and conflicts will help keep clinical operations running smoothly. Being a skilled communicator is essential for healthcare administrators to establish rapport with staff, collaborate with physicians, and negotiate with insurance companies. Not to mention, to be able to interact on a regular basis in board meetings. All right, problem-solving capabilities. I know it sounds like common sense, but you need the skill set. When it comes to healthcare delivery, there's plenty of room for emergency situations to occur that must be handled quickly with effective problem solving. Whether it's a clinical issue or administrative conflict, it's important that healthcare administrators have the critical thinking skills to devise a creative solution that works. Health managers should also have the positive attitude necessary to keep the facility's workplace morale up even when faced with problems. Possessing the confidence to implement solutions on the fly is a must. Overall, healthcare administrators play a prominent role behind the scenes in directing our nation's medical facilities and making decisions that improve patient care. In exchange for their upper-level management role, administrators bring home a handsome 6-figure salary. Whether they're leading hospitals, nursing homes, ambulatory care centers, pharmaceutical companies, physician offices, medical laboratories, or any other setting, healthcare administrators usually need a master's degree and several other key characteristics. All right, my reflection on this project. Completing this project has helped to not only expand my knowledge on my chosen career field, but it has also helped with my digital literacy skills. Although I knew the basics of what a healthcare administrator meant, I didn't know the challenges that they face within this career. I'm glad that I took the time to research and discovered this early on because this will allow me to hopefully fully prepare myself for these challenges in the future. Another aspect of this project was digital literacy. Digital literacy is extremely important in not only our school systems, but also in our careers. It's extremely difficult to be successful without some basic knowledge on digital literacy. One key thing that I learned during this presentation was audio presentation. I was definitely a little intimidated and I stumbled along the way, still stumbling, but I'm glad that it was required and I've definitely learned something new. All in all, this project required a lot of research, a lot of time, but it was definitely worth it. All right, here are my references, and feel free to ask any questions that you may have in the job board. Thanks, guys.